Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Apollonia Cross, and today we are going to be talking about 5 simple ways that you can simplify your schedule for the busy holiday season. And so, if that is something that you are interested in, then I want to encourage you to stay on the live, as that is what we are going to be talking about today. So, as you guys are coming on, make sure you say hi and let me know where you are at in the world so that way I can connect with you guys. Again, a little bit of my tea. I got my girl boss tea cup that I love. Just a girl with goals, right? So, and to have you guys come on with me and hang out with me live and connect with me. And like I said, as you guys are hopping on, let me know exactly where you are at in the world. I am here based in California. And so I've gotten a lot of people from the East Coast and also obviously local. And so I want to know where you are at in the world. And if you are new to me, I want to welcome you and just tell you a little bit about myself. I am a lifestyle wellness coach who loves empowering mompreneurs to heal their mind, body, and souls one plan at a time. So that way they can improve their self care and build a healthy and sustainable lifestyle for themselves and their families. And one of the big things that I really love is teaching how to use planners and journals in order to do that. And so, again, like I said, specifically for today's topic, we're going to talk about 5 ways to simplify your schedule before the holiday season. And the very first thing I want to encourage you, if you are a planner babe like me and you love all the sticker things and all making your planner look cute, so that way it's more fun and inspirational and it's exciting that you can use it, this is the number one thing I want you to do. Okay. Ditch the stickers and go digital. Yeah, let it go. For the holiday season, right? For the holiday season only. Especially when you're working, you might have a launch, you've got kids and all of their activities. Let the stickers go. Let it go. And put everything on Google Calendar and sync it to your Alexa. And that way you're not having to micromanage and keep up with all the schedules. Everything is automated and you can easily adjust it. And another great thing that I really love too, there's different apps and different functions that you can add into your Google Calendar. So, for example, if you have an event that gets canceled or you have to change the time, it will automatically adjust that for you. And I love that because if you are more of a paper planner type of a person, but you're going to be moving around a lot, you're not going to have time to sit at a desk. And especially when events and things get canceled and you have to make a quick adjustment, if you are using digital planners like Google, and I'm not too familiar with Notion, I personally am like, once I find something that really works for me, I stick with it and I'm good, right? But depending on what type of a digital planning system that you use in calendar for long-term planning or even weekly or daily planning, however you use it, the great thing about that is there's different apps and different tools that you can add to it. Like the one that I added into my work schedule is called Reclaim, and that is synced to my work business calendar on Google. And so whenever, like, say if I have a networking event, it actually adds in drive time for me. So this way, if I have somebody who wants to book a call with me or I have another event, instead of me trying to hurry up and rush, it blocks in like a 15 to 30-minute travel time before and after the event, which I absolutely love. Again, we don't want to be rushing around the holiday season. There's going to be enough of that going on, right? So let's streamline it. Let's not try to figure out all these nooks and crannies. Like I used to do that and actually block out the white space for myself in my paper planner. But that was when we were during COVID and we were all at the house. Like obviously it was easier to do paper planning on a consistent basis then. But now when we're moving and grooving and back into all things, appointments, soccer, and all of these events and launches and all this type of stuff, let the stickers go and automate as much as you can. So this way you can quickly just look at your phone, your Google Calendar. And again, now that leads me into Oh, and again, you have it synced onto your phone and have the family synced onto the phone. So if your kids got to change something or whatnot, everybody's on the same page, literally on the same page or on the same app. Okay. Just makes life a lot easier. There shouldn't be as much confusion. And if something switches or changes, all right, it was small, it was simple. We can go ahead and adjust. Okay. So the next tip I want to share with you guys is put your family routine into Alexa. One of the biggest things I know when my kids were really little and even now, but even working with clients, one of the hardest things that people struggle with, especially during the holidays, but also just like on a general tip, is the family routine. How the heck do you stay consistent with the family routine if sometimes you're so busy, you're moving and doing, you're forgetting, right? One of the great things I love about Alexa, as well as again, in alignment with having your planner and everything on Google, is the fact that, again, you sync your Google to Alexa or what I think there's like, oh, no, Alexa, I'm not talking to you.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, but you have it synced to your digital device that is making announcements around the house, right? Or I think there's also a new thing called Skylight, which I love. You can also incorporate chores and all that stuff on there again. So this way you are not having to micromanage and tell folks what to do. This is one of my favorite things. I literally love saying this. My husband hates it, but I love saying this to my kids and him sometimes because it's like, what does Alexa say? Like, guys, the Alexa, the one thing is like she gives a notification 30 minutes before. Then you get a notification. So it's like we all know where it's at. She didn't set it around the house, right? If you're tired of hearing mom's voice, now you get to hear Alexa's voice. And so now again, there's no excuses on how come, well, I didn't know. No, you just didn't want to do it, which is okay. But again, we got to keep the system going. And it's a lot better and easier, again, if you have older kids and they're helping watch little kids or whatnot. It's great because, again, you're not having to make sure that you have the family schedule written anywhere or whatever. It's all automated. And so it'll make announcements. And so you can have your older kids be like, hey, all right, guys. And even the younger kids, say if the older kids are busy, or even you're busy working. Like I've had my daughter say, hey, mom, Alexa said it's 30 minutes time to go pick up so-and-so. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That way, mentally and emotionally, I can be like, all right, cool. It's time for me to start closing some things up so I can get moving again. I'm not having to think about, oh, crap, I forgot this. Oh, man, I can keep moving, right? And I can just keep staying in action. And then, but obviously, at the end of the week or beginning of the week, I know I can always adjust it and we can incorporate the family meeting. And again, it's all just automated. I love it. Absolutely highly recommend it, especially for the holiday seasons. And it's even if you are setting up a what do you want to call it? For those who are hosting events, I love that there's the invite link, right? So you don't have to create a Facebook group, you don't have to create a Facebook event or like Eventbrite or none of those types of things. You can literally create a Google what you call it, you can create an event in your Google Calendar. You could put all the descriptions and you can click invite link and put all of the details of everything for your parties, all of the details, directions, location, every single thing you want in their menu, all of it in Google. Click and copy that invite link and then send it out to family and friends and they can add invite. And you can also be able to keep track of all of what people are going to bring, not going to bring. It makes life so much easier versus pen to paper. Now, from a mindset standpoint, pen to paper is obviously better. But again, if we are trying to simplify some things, going digital and getting everybody on the same page, this is the best way to do it. All right. And so I'm going to take a quick pause because I see a few comments. So I want to make sure I acknowledge you guys. Hi, guys. Welcome. Thanks you again for hanging out with me live. And if you are just catching this, don't worry, you guys can go ahead and click the replay once the video is over at a later time. But let me know if you're watching this on the live, if you are here locally, on the West Coast, or if you're on the East Coast or somewhere else in the world, let me know exactly where you're at in the world, so that way I can make sure I give you your shout out. And if you have any good questions or anything as I'm going through the video, you can definitely go ahead and drop them, and I'll do my best to answer them during the live or on the replay. But make sure you post #replay so that way I'll get the notification and you guys can go ahead. I'll get the notification so I can answer you guys. All right. Okay, so let's get back to content. So now the number 3 ways to simplify your schedule before the holiday season. I want to encourage you to focus on time blocking over creating all the lists, right? Yes, the holiday season can be busy. We've got Christmas list, menu list, shopping list, all the lists, right? All the lists, make them 20 times and check them 20 times, right? But instead of focusing on all of your to-do list and shopping list and all of the other types of lists, grocery lists, everything else, focus on time blocking instead. And so this way you have a time block on when you are going to focus on, for example, meal planning, right? Or when you're going to focus on shopping, right? This way, again, one topic, you block at that time, and then that's all you're doing during that time block. Otherwise, if you're just functioning off of a to-do list, you can get very overwhelmed very, very easily and barely accomplish anything. Been there, done that, not the best thing. So focus on time blocking. So this way, and do no more than like 3 to 5 major time blocks in your day. Obviously, your self-care time, your work time, family time, like those are the top 3. And then whatever additional 2, if you have to, right? We don't need to add in all of the little things to where you're like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 10 minutes there, 30 minutes here. You can do that. But again, the goal is to simplify and not to overwhelm. And sometimes when you're operating so much on like 5 minutes, 15 minutes and just doing a bunch of things, it gets very stressful, very overwhelming, and you're going to overload and burn out. And that's not what we want for this holiday season, right? We want to simplify and we want to execute and we want to move with intention and purpose and focus, right? All right. And so the number 4 thing I want to talk with you guys about is using one catch-all planner versus multiple, if you can, right? I used to be, and I kind of still am for certain things. I used to be a absolute multiple planner girl, right? But I had to learn how to simplify so much because it got very overwhelming. One of the biggest things for me to help me compartmentalize my brain, I like to have one planner, and even my journals, like for example, and this is just what helps me stay in focus, because when there's too many tabs open, it gets me like overwhelmed. I don't know where anything's at, right? But if this is my therapy journal, it's written on here, therapy journal. And this is my content creation journal. It's written on here, content creation journal. And I have investment, blah, 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 right? I have different journals, just like I have different planners. And the reason being is because, again, it helps me compartmentalize my brain and my focus. However, when life is very, very busy, you don't have time nor all the space to try to carry all the planners with you, number 1. Number 2, trying to have all of the things on different apps on your phone is also something that's very overwhelming and can be stressful, which gets kind of frustrating, right? So if you have one simple planner and it has different sections for certain things that you can focus. Like, for example, I love using my, if you guys have watched some of my Plan With Me videos, I love to use the dashboard layout for the Happy Planner because, again, this is one focus. Top 3 things each day, depending on what's going on. And then on the other side, it's just like a major to-do list and a focus, or it can just be like inspirational and fun. But I can close it by, how can I explain this? So I can close it or just flip it one way, right? And then flip it the other way. And so this way, again, I'm focused. That's what I'm focusing on, and that is it, right? But instead of constantly swapping out planners and doing all of that and carrying them all around with you, it gets overwhelming. It's doing too much. Although we love all the planners, although we love all the journals during the holiday season, cut it out. Focus on using one planner, even if it's just your Google app. Sometimes that's a lot of the time, especially during the holidays, that's more than enough. That's it. That's done. Let all the other planners go until you're no longer in the busy season. All right. And then my last and final tip for you guys is to set a weekly focus theme to base your tasks on, right? Because again, instead of doing all of the list of a bunch of different things, if you have a focus for the day or even a focus for the month, right? So we've got meal plans that still need, like all the daily things definitely still need to happen. Something that you can really simplify and easily be able to create a workout plan, a meal plan, or even just your self-care plan. Whatever you want to do, pick what your focus is and then create a plan around that and schedule it out for the month. So this way, every day you wake up in the morning, or even like I do this with my social media content. I do this with our family meal plans. I do this with everything. The day, whether it's weekly, daily, or monthly, whatever the focus is, that's it. That's the major thing, right? The one thing that we're focusing on, and everything else is in alignment with that. It helps simplify what you're doing and also allows you to be more unapologetic in your no, because if it's not in alignment with what the theme is for the month, then why are we doing it? Like, we don't need to do it anymore. Maybe we could do it later, but not now. Because again, the goal for this season until the new year is to simplify, and streamline as much as we possibly can. So this way we can actually enjoy the holiday season instead of work the holiday season. Like, depending on what you're doing in your business and how you're running everything, you can do the same type of a thing and use these same exact tips, right? That's the one reason I do actually love business and life and family, is because they're so much in alignment. It's not even funny. But you need to find a way to, if you find a focus, pick a theme, and that's what we're doing. Everything else that's no longer in alignment with that is going to need to fall by the wayside. Okay. And so, yeah, you guys, I hope you guys found this video really, really helpful for you. And just to quickly recap, and then I want to share a verse of the day with you guys, but to quickly recap the 5 ways to simplify your schedule, let's go ahead and do that. Number 1, we've got ditch the stickers and go digital. For all my creative planner babes, let it go for the holiday season so you can go digital and just be able to move that way. Put your family routine into Alexa. So again, or Skylight, I believe that's another calendar. So this way, again, you're building up the repetition and the habit and automating all of the routines, so you're not having to think of it. Again, freeing you to actually be able to focus on being present and joyful. And then the next one is focus on time blocking over having a bunch of different lists and trying to get all of the things done. Time block. Because you can sometimes, what you might think you have time for to do 20 things, you actually really only have time to do 1, right? So focus on time blocking over making all the lists and checking them twice. It's not worth it. Only use one catch-all planner versus multiple if you can. I know if you got multiple planners for different reasons, all right, I understand, but try to do your best to have one catch-all planner or even just function from your Google Calendar, again, just to simplify what you're needing and where everything's at for yourself. And then finally, make sure you're setting a weekly focus theme to base your tasks on. So this way, again, this is my theme, this is my focus for this week, all of the tasks and important things that I actually need to get done for myself so I can operate better and be more intentional and purposeful and actually get the results that I want, and also have the time to be more joyful and present in this season. This is going to be the best thing for you. Instead of set your weekly focus themes to base on all your tasks. Okay. All right, you guys. And finally, I want to end today's call with giving you guys a verse of the day as well. And this, for all my fellow Marthas of the world, right? We all know and love this story between Martha and Mary. And if you don't know, you could grab your Bible, you pull it up on the Bible app, however you choose. But the verse of the day is, the Lord answered Martha, my beloved Martha, why are you upset and troubled, pulled away by all these many distractions? Right? Luke 10:41. And this one is I didn't put the version, but it was the Passion Translation version. You could pull it up in NIV or whatever your favorite Bible verse is, or in your Bible. But I thought this verse was very fitting because of the season that we're going in. Like, the one story I loved and I thought was very funny, and I think is always so funny about Martha, is because I think all of us moms can relate. We are the masters, right? And of all of the things, all of the details, in wanting to make sure everything's nice and perfect, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And that's why I love why Jesus did not rebuke her and he still called her beloved, right? Because he still loves you, because, yeah, he made you that way, right? And he understands. But again, switch the focus by instead of trying to make sure everything is perfect and getting caught in all of the busy work, remember to pause, pull back, so that way you can focus on the things that are most important, and that's what's actually probably better for you and for the family too. It's going to be hard because you want to do and be all of the things for everybody. But sometimes take that moment when you start to find yourself wanting to go in busy and do mode and do this and get that and try this and try that for the holidays. Pull it back. Be like, no, not in this season. We're going to focus on joy and peace and being more present. We can still have some fun and all the things, but we're not going to get busy like that and get lost and get overwhelmed and stressed out. No, not anymore. Okay. So I hope, again, like I said, I really hope this live encouraged you and you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe to my channel so that way you can stay connected with me for future live videos. I'm going to be focusing on this theme throughout the remaining of the year. So this way we can all together focus on being more joyful and grateful and more present in closing out 2025. Okay. And if that is something you truly want to take your self-care and wellness journey to the next level, I want to encourage you and invite you to participate in my Joy and Gratitude Challenge that we're going to start on December 1st. I have 2 workbooks that you can go ahead and grab on my website. One is a daily journal. The other is an actual workbook where there is a daily journal, journaling prompt, affirmations, as well as a Bible verse as well, and different learning challenges too. So if that is something you're wanting to do, again, not going to take 10 hours or 5 hours a day to do this challenge, but if you want to make sure you're operating more intentionally and purposefully with the right mindset and the right heart posture, I definitely encourage you to participate in this challenge. And if that, like I said, is something you are interested in, make sure you comment below joy so that way I can send you the link to go ahead and grab your workbook or your journal. And that way you could participate in the challenge with us. We got a couple weeks out. So totally you got enough time to get it done in advance. All right. And so otherwise, thanks again so much for hanging out with me live. I cannot wait to talk to you again on the next live where we're going to be talking about the rhythm, setting proper rhythms and routines so that way you can find a flow that fits you and your family. All right. So again, be sure to hang out with me tomorrow on the live, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye.